it's not just the guys that played today. It's everybody, because in this last stretch, everybody's been called on. Different guys have stepped up. We've kept training at a good level. It was really nice to get some different guys back today. It's never easy to break down a team when they go down a man and defend with everybody behind the ball. I think there were moments when our use of touches and our ability to move the ball quicker, mix up our passes, could have been better, but ultimately we created some good opportunities, took advantage, and we're satisfied with that.
Thank you. First question is going to go to Kevin Baxter. Go ahead, Kevin.
Hey, Bob, thanks for your time. Kind of about what you just said. I mean, you've used, I think, 26 players this year. A lot of guys probably didn't expect to get that many minutes, quality minutes. And I'm wondering, A, how this prepares you going forward as you get ready for the playoffs. Guys have now a lot of experience and confidence, but now you're getting guys back. Carlos is back. I assume Mark Anthony is close. Now you got your first team guys back, rested, and guys on the bench with a lot of confidence and experience. It seems like a perfect setup for you guys.
We're hoping to be at our best as we move forward here. There's still a ways to go. The reminder is to keep pushing training every day, make sure everybody's challenging teammates, encouraging teammates, and that there's always room to improve in little ways. So, I'm satisfied that there's enough guys that lead the way and push those thoughts, and we're hoping that we can kind of build on this game when we play Houston midweek and try to go into the playoffs in a good way in terms of the way we're playing and also in terms of confidence.
Thank you, Kevin. We're going to go to Salvador Perez next. Go ahead, Salvador.
Thanks, Aubrey. Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good, Salvador.
Congratulations on the victory. Bob, you were talking about Carlos and the development of the team, but what you can tell us about Carlos Vela return? He went off the bench and he scored a goal, and the confidence that the goal can give to Carlos and also for the team, because all the players get positive ways for the team, but the confidence that the goal of Carlos Vela can give to the club.
It means a lot to everybody that Carlos not only gets back on the field after being out for a while, but then scores an excellent goal. It's been really good just to have him back in training. There's been a lot this year. Carlos, in the midst of everything, though, the great news is still the family news and the birth of his daughter. So everybody has supported him throughout the process, and we're excited to get him back every day and keep trying to push him and have him really finish the season in a great way.
We're going to go to Alicia Rodriguez next. Go ahead, Alicia.
Thank you. Bob, I wanted to ask about the other goal scorer, Danny. He really seems like he's coming into his own. He seems like he's hit a good vein of form recently, and is he pushing for even more playing time, even with some of the key players coming back up top?
We're so pleased with Danny's development this year. He's picked up ideas. You see, he's got a really good set of skills as a striker. He moves with the ball. He scores different kind of goals. He's good in the air. He's a two-footed striker, so he's got an ability to score when he's moving left or right. And I think some of his ideas in terms of moving, understanding how he can come off of defenders and create different advantages. You throw a lot of different things, and every striker's got a slightly different range of abilities. And so we've tried to help Danny understand the things that he can do and help him figure out how to apply those things in the game. And it's been nice to see his contribution and just the way others believe in him. That's been a really important development.
We're going to go to Max Bretos next. Go ahead, Max.
Thank you, Aubrey. Hello, Bob. Good afternoon. Two-parter. First of all, obviously Tristan Blackman with Carlos returning and the internationals kind of gets put off the radar a bit, but a frustrating injury for him. What was it like, do you think, from that process for him to get back into being able to play? And also with everyone returning of that, the 6 guys that got to get back into it, what's the team spirit been like knowing that everyone's there and available?
Just getting guys back has been a big boost. Makes training better. It means that there's real competition always for guys to get on the field. Tristan worked very hard throughout this process, and we're happy for him. You know, he had a stretch early on where I didn't think his confidence was at the highest level. We started to find ways to play him more and more in the center, because when we started this season, our idea was that he would be more of a center back. He's still someone that we count on also as a right back. Everyone knows that. But getting him back on the field, we've worked a little bit where we then move Eddie Segura up as a 6. That just gives us a different way to go about things. So with about 15 minutes left, we thought that was a good way to finish the game. And I thought guys handled the final part of the game in a smart, good way.
We're going to go to Katya Castorina next. Go ahead, Katya.
Thanks, Aubrey. Bob, you were talking about Carlos and how it is to have him back. I know it's been a difficult time for everybody, also for him and the family side that you mentioned, but what can you describe of how he is every day in training and then how he worked to get back, and just seeing him, you know, come back those 20 minutes and have that amazing finish, kind of picking up where he left, and we know the talent that he has, but what can you say about how he prepares for this moment?
With everything behind him, he's excited. He's always in a good mood, and I've said so many times over the last 3 years that his personality, his sense of humor, just his all-around good way is important in terms of the chemistry of our group. He's a leader in a really positive way. And then when you get him back, and MCL injuries are a challenge, because even as you make progress, even as you're doing things on the side, the final bit of confidence that comes from doing things in a game, going in for balls, how you strike certain balls, that takes time. You never know exactly how long that last step takes in terms of confidence. But it's good to see him. We push him every day. You know, he's still a guy that needs to be challenged and pushed in training. So I always talk about the fact that he comes in a good way, but he's also hard work too. So getting him to push harder in training, sprint more, be dynamic, and not just be a player that plays in a low gear. For him to be at his best, I think he trusts that when we're on him in those ways, it's to help him.
We'll go to John Rojas next. Go ahead, John.
Thanks, Aubrey. Bob, you mentioned already how hard it was to break down a team with 10 men, but did you see 2 different games there? One 11 versus 11 and the other one 11 versus 10. I mean, it was different LAFC and a different LA Galaxy after that?
No, I think from the start we took the initiative. They were organized even when they had 11 guys, a lot of guys behind the ball. So, of course, when they go down a man, they make the tactical change. They take Gonzalez off. They play Pavone as the top player. It takes away certainly something from the attack, but their overall way of defending against us, where they defend deep, where they work very hard, they're always committed in those ways, and that's something that we speak about before we play them.
We'll go to Gio Garcia next. Go ahead, Gio.
Hey, Bob. Congrats on the win today. I know due to the circumstances, there's been a lot of different changes, and you've had a couple players step up on the defensive end. Today you had Jordan Harvey, El Munir. When do you think you're going to have your last set of 4 on the back line, or is it just going to be on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, I think it's to be determined. It's nice that now we've got more options. I would also mention on a day like today, that even though he's only been here a short time, Jesus Murillo adds some real stability in the center. Smart, reads things, makes good passes. But the flexibility is important, and it says a lot about different guys. I mean, Mohamed Munir playing as a right back, but now has given us a couple of good games. And I know, Mo's a guy that everybody really likes. It hasn't always gone exactly his way, and the rest of his teammates are always excited to see him contribute.
And last question is going to go to Josue Lopez. Go ahead, Josue.
Hey, Bob, congratulations on the win. You know, having Carlos back and making a quick impact with a spectacular goal, is the team in the level where you want it to be, perhaps in the right time before playoffs? And correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time that you start Edward, Sifu, and Pancho at the midfield? What are your thoughts on their performance?
There's been so many changes in the midfield this year. I don't remember if it's the first time that we started that three. You could check on that. But certainly in training, we worked different midfields, and I thought those guys played well. Edward missed also an important stretch of the season, and regaining confidence and sharpness takes a little bit of work for him. Pancho and Sifu are young players that we were excited to work with. Both have developed this year, contributed, given us some really positive games. So that part is something that we also feel good about. It also means that there's real competition in the midfield. And that's something that we think is important as a team. The training is at a high level and that we can push things. Overall, no, we're not yet at our best. When you have guys that have been out for a long time, it would be impossible that they come back and in the first game or two are at their best. That would be impossible. Even a few minutes ago, I mentioned Edward in his return to play after the injury versus Orlando. It's taken him a while to get back to the best level that he can play. So we've got to keep pushing things along. Can't get ahead of ourselves.